Let me know once you are able to see the screen, even if you are audible. Thanks for that. So my name is Manjunath. I have 5+ years of experience as an Oracle developer. Okay. And I have worked in a couple of MNCs like Infosys, Accenture, Capgemini. I started my career as an Oracle developer, and currently I'm working in Oracle Cloud in Fusion. And coming to the slides, like this is the first slide, like which I have explained in the first session. So I'm repeating it once again. So you can register by scanning this QR code. And if you need to get all the course content, you can go ahead and scan it over here. So related to any support for SQL and PL SQL, you can drop an email to support@logiclabstech.com with the number starting with 151. Okay, with the number starting with 151. So in the subject, you mentioned that 151, then start writing all your queries. So support team will reach you out for your resolution. Okay. And meanwhile, I'll be sharing this link. You can go ahead and join over the WhatsApp group for any further updates related to recordings, related to any material or any installation related to the tool, SQL developer tool. Okay. I've pinged in the chat. You can go ahead and join in that WhatsApp group. And also you can take a screenshot of this. For any queries, you can contact over this number, or you can reach out to the support@logiclabstech.com. And any type of help, this team will be supporting you. Okay. Note, let's go ahead. So so far what we have covered SQL related thing, like whatever the topics that we will be discussing in the further session. So today, let's go ahead and discuss what exactly the PL SQL is all about. So, okay. So we got to know that SQL is a structured query language. So we will be writing all our commands like creation of table, insertion, deletion of any of the requirement. We will be going and doing over SQL with the help of SQL commands. So what if, like, if I have a requirement saying that if I have to insert, delete, or update with some logics. So here comes the question. So I cannot go ahead and write a single insert command and run it. And I cannot go ahead and write a delete command and run it individually in every time whenever the requirement comes. So let's say, for example, like I have a requirement now saying that I need to create a table, and within the same at the same moment I have to insert the records. At the same moment I have to update with some logics, or else if there is any within the same requirement I have to delete couple of records with some logic. At that moment I cannot go ahead and write individual commands, which I can go ahead and write individual commands, but I cannot execute them into every time whenever the same requirement comes in future. So for that particular reason, we will be going and writing a procedural language with the considering the requirement. We will be creating logic, and we will be incorporating that particular logic within a PL SQL block. So within a PL SQL block, I can go ahead and include all this, incorporate this particular requirement, and I can end it. Okay, it starts with begin. Then I will be writing all my logic, or considering all my logic, and I will end it. So what happens? I no need to rewrite the entire code once again if someone asks me to this perform the same type of transaction, or if they have to if they ask me to do the same type of work once again. So this is how the PL SQL uh, helps us in performing the task and include all our logics within the particular block. Okay. Now let's say I have a requirement. So I have a requirement, and I have done the requirement. I have developed a PL SQL block. So I have a report which needs to be used in everywhere in entire my organization. So I cannot go ahead and use only the SQL block and attach this SQL command into that report. So that will not help, because this SQL command will be running only in our session. Whereas in the PL SQL block, it can be used in the entire the domain wherever a single server has been connected. Let's say here I have SQL developer here. I have connected to one of the server. So whoever there within this server can go ahead and execute the commands and go ahead and use that particular PL SQL block with the name. Let's say I have given my procedure or a function with a name. Let's say my first. So I have given a procedure with the name of my first code. By using this my first code, I can go ahead and use within the entire server. So anyone who have to use the same logic within the entire server of whoever have connected to Oracle DB can go ahead and use it. Okay. So there is no need of rewriting. So here rewrite of rework has been reduced and the portability is very easy. So the same name can be used in any of the requirements. If they have multiple reports, let's say I have a customer with a requirement, and if they have the same requirement with B, for a B person, if they have the same requirement, they can go ahead and use it. And let's say if we have a C manager who have the same requirement, they can go ahead and I can go ahead and give him the same this name, and they can go ahead and use it for his report. So this is how the PL SQL helps. If it is an SQL, so PL SQL is a set of command which has SQL incorporated. So PL SQL and SQL are tightly incorporated. So without SQL commands, we cannot go ahead and write a PL SQL block. Okay. So any questions so far? You can raise your hand. Okay, no question. So on this note, let's go ahead. So now let's see like what exactly we will be doing in the PL SQL. Okay. So in the PL SQL, we will be writing a logic, and we will try to achieve the requirement with the help of SQL. Okay. So what exactly the logic, what SQL we will be using, and what type of commands that we will be using, and what will be the logic. So this will depend on the requirement, whatever the manager has given you. Okay. So whatever the requirement that requirement manager has given us, based on that, we will try to achieve the requirement. Okay. So once we have written our PL SQL block, there will be two types, like either it is anonymous block, unnamed block, or it is a named block. So if it is a named block, so now we got to know PL SQL is a block which has a set of commands with a meaningful logic. Okay. So which can be used in the further sessions for any type of requirement. If like not any type of requirement, like if we have the same type of requirement, this same logic can be used. Let's say I have 1,000 lines of code. Okay, I have a requirement which came up with all the commands. It came up with 1,000 lines. So I cannot go ahead and write the same 1,000 lines every time whenever the requirement comes. So if I have another requirement with little slight modifications, what I can do, I can go ahead and use the same block with these 1,000 lines with minimum changes. I can go ahead and create a new PL SQL block or a procedure or a function with the same logics, okay, with minimum changes. So the portability is very easy and it can be used in a wide organization. Like there is no need of rewriting the work. So the performance has been increased now, and time has been reduced, and there is no need of doing unnecessary mismatches within the blocks, within the requirement. Okay, so the same, now we have got to know what exactly the PL SQL is all about, why we will be using it, and where we will be using it. Okay, so every PL SQL block starts with declare, begin, and end. Okay, so within this declare, we will be declaring all our variables. So we will get to know what exactly the variables is all about. So for now, just get the understanding. So variable is nothing but if we have to use any type of let's say, for example, I have a requirement saying that I need to increase the count. Let's say my increase the count whenever any transaction happened. So at that moment, I will be declaring a variable saying that v underscore count. Okay, so let's say if it is an increasing of number, I will be declaring it with a number. Then thereafter, I will be using the same, then I will start my logic over begin and end statements, saying that with the same variable, I will go ahead and increase my variable count, let's say. So I can use this variable for printing, displaying the output. So whenever my transaction is performing, so I can go ahead and check, like by running this PL SQL block, I can go ahead and check like how many transactions has been happened with the help of this particular logic. Not only this particular logic, if we this is just an example. Okay, we have many examples in the further sessions which we will be discussing, and in the real time what will be the requirements that will be that we will be coming across. Okay, and any doubts so far? You can raise your hand. No doubts? Okay, let's go ahead. So a PL SQL block consists of, as we said, declare. So if it is a named block, we will if it is an unnamed block, we will start with a declare. So what if it is a named block? We have to give a name and store it in our database, and this name can be used for further sessions. Let's say I have a report which will be running on a day-to-day basis. I have to run it on a daily basis. The same logic, same logic needs to be used, and the same logic needs to be incorporated in that report and fetch the output. So it may the report output may varies, right? So to do that, we will be going and declaring a named block. So named PL SQL. So now we got to know we can go ahead and use unnamed block with the help of declare. A named block, we will be going and writing a name. Let's say I have earlier, I have said that. What was the name that I have given earlier? Okay, this is my name. Okay, this is my named block. So I don't need to rewrite the code once again. I can go ahead and use this name just by this name. I can go ahead and retrieve the data. Okay, so the same data can be used, same name can be used in my entire report, so that on a day-to-day basis, I can go ahead and run the report and fetch the records. And that can be used, that report can be used for multiple business operations. Okay. So once after declaring whether it is a named or unnamed. Okay. Once after declaring, I will start with begin. Okay. Then this begin and end has entire logic. Whatever the logic that business needs, that logic will be written over here. Either it starts with creation of a table. Once after creating a table, I need to insert records. So once after inserting records, I need to perform delete. So if I need to check whether any duplicates exist or not. So after checking if there are any duplicates, I need to delete those duplicates. Okay. Let me drag it down. Okay. So here I have started my block, procedural block. Okay. And I have started my begin end. Within this begin end, I am going and doing performing all the logic. Okay. Once logic has been done, if there are errors, what happens if I come across an error? So this is report will not be executed and report will get crashed. That's it, right? So for this, we have come across with an exception. So exceptions are nothing but any type of errors or unconditional errors can be handled over. Okay. Let's say I am checking the duplicates. If there are no duplicates and my block is executed and it will go to error saying that there are no errors, I need to handle that error, right? So to do that, I need to handle an exception saying that once if there are no errors, do null. I don't have to do anything. Let's say I have come across saying that I'm inserting the records. Once I've started inserting the records, there are a couple of errors which come across saying that the syntax had went away. So there is a syntax error. So how do we get to know where it is a syntax error? Only in this insert block. So for this, we can go ahead and handle that error in the exception block with the help of SQL ERRM, error message. Okay. SQL code. With the help of SQL error message and error code, we can handle within our exception block. Okay. This is all about this is the syntax, how we will be following if any PL/SQL, if we have to write any PL/SQL block. Okay. So either it can be a named of function or a procedure. We can go ahead and create a named block. Let's say I have, for example, let's say I have a requirement. First, I have to do one transaction. Once the set of transactions, let's say I have this set of transactions. Okay. This set of transactions, I have written a logic within one of the block, within one of my first block. Once this set of transaction has been completed, I have handled exception also. So now there is no exceptions. Let's assume there is no exception. All the deletes duplicated, all the duplicated records has been deleted now. Now, after performing this particular transaction, I have to go ahead and do another, I have to run another PL/SQL block, or I have to do another set of transactions apart from this. So at that moment, I have to write a different procedure. Again, let's say I have to write a different procedure. So in this procedure, I have to do a different set of transactions. So once that set of transaction has been completed, I have to do another set of transactions. Okay. procedure 1. Let's say this is procedure 2. This is procedure 1. Okay. So my first procedure has been completed. I need to call procedure 2. Once this procedure has been completed, I need to call procedure 3 with set of transactions. So if I have to run one after the other, then this is another issue. So first I have to go ahead and run this procedure 1. After that has been done, I have to call procedure 2 manually. I have to call procedure 3 manually once procedure 2 has been completed. So to avoid this, to avoid manual interventions, what we will do is that we will create a package. Don't worry, we will get to know much deeper about what exactly the procedure is all about, what exactly the PL SQL is all about, what exactly the package is all about. Okay, this is just a logic, high level that I'm giving, like what exactly we will be doing within a PL SQL. Okay, so we will be creating a package. Within a package, we will be incorporating our procedures. Procedure 1, procedure 2, procedure 3. Okay. So procedure 1, procedure 2, procedure 3, we will be incorporating a package and we will be ending it. So there is no need of running, there is no need of one resource to run a procedure 1, and there is no need of running another procedure 2 once after procedure 1 has been completed. So once after completing procedure 2, there is no need of running manually the procedure 3. Okay, all this will be done automatically when we include in a package. So again, this depends on the requirement that has been given. Let's say if I have to run only one procedure, then either it depends on the developer. If we have to run it in a package, we can incorporate in a package. Okay, let's say I have another requirement saying that I have to call only procedure 1 and procedure 2. I don't want to call procedure 3. So for that, again, we can create another package. So every requirement will not be same from every manager, right? Or any requirement managers in our teams or from our project. So we will be creating a package 2 for this, saying that within this package 2, we will be calling procedure 1 and procedure 2. Let's say I have another requirement saying that I have to call only procedure 1. Once after procedure 1 has been completed, I have to call procedure 3. So for that, again, we can go ahead and create another package which calls procedure 1 and procedure 3. Okay, in a package 3, so that we can go ahead and give this package to the third requirement manager. He can go ahead and use it anywhere with based on his requirement. Okay, any doubts so far? You can raise your hand, no worries, even if it is a yes. Yes, please unmute.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, yeah, I was just saying right now, all this seems a little abstract. I think we will understand better when we start doing practically, you know.
Sure, we will be starting practically, but as this is a demo session, I'm giving an high level understanding what exactly the PL SQL is all about. Because many of the resources over here are at the entry level, so they will be getting an idea. So for that reason, I'm just going in high level, what exactly we will be doing and what exactly how exactly the PL SQL will be all about.
Yes. Me myself, I'm an entry level too. I have no background, so I'm a fresher. So I was just I was just saying, I think we'll understand better when we started practically working on it. Right now, it seems all abstract.
Thanks. Sure. So for that, what we will do is that once after this demo session has been completed, I guess so by tomorrow the demo session will be completed. Then thereafter, from coming Monday, we can start practically. Okay. It
Yes.
starts with an SQL. We will be starting with an SQL. So once SQL has been completed, we will be going to the PL SQL. So we will be
Yes.
going we'll be walking through one by one, a step-by-step process, so
Yes.
that
Thank you.
everyone has a clear idea, so that there will not be any blank-minded at the end.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Thanks for that. Anyone? Yes, Paul.
Hi, good morning, sir. My question is, the PL SQL we are using for Oracle. I mean, the Oracle only, or we can use this one to any of the databases.
So it can be used in any of the database. Let's say if even not only in an Oracle, we can use this in MySQL as well. So it depends on the requirement, and it can be used anywhere. But every product, as I said, like product to product, there will be slight difference. Let's say if you are shopping in an Flipkart, the user interface looks different, right? If you go to the Amazon, you have a different user interface. It will not be same. So as per the logics, it will be same, but usage will be little different. Like the syntax, like if you have to write a syntax, in Oracle, we have a different type of syntax. Okay. But if you go to MySQL, syntax will be similar, like 90% it will be similar, just a 10% of variation, the usage within the syntax. That's it.
Okay.
So
If you
it
want
can
to,
be used. Yes, go ahead.
if it's in Oracle, we are installing Oracle, and why this PL SQL? We need to install any extra packages in order to use this PL SQL or this queries. Actually, if you are installing SQL developer, it's automatically with the SQL commands are working. So similar way, do we need to install any extra packages in order to use this PL SQL, or how come we'll
No,
get this?
no need, Paul. There is no need of installing additional library commands. So once we have installed, like for our practice session, we have given, let's say, we will be giving you two. One is SQL developer tool for for user interface for writing any type of commands. We will be giving this SQL developer. Okay. And for the database, like usually in our organizations, data will be huge. So what they will do, they will be storing all the data in the cloud. So now we cannot load all our data in the cloud. So as it is for the practice session, we will be doing very limited storage. So for that reason, we will be using Express Edition. Okay, database, we will be installing that Express Edition, which will be incorporated to this, which will be linked to this SQL developer. Okay, so somewhere.
Okay.
So
Oracle
this,
Express Edition, you are telling, right?
yes.
Okay.
So I've given 19C. Currently, we will be giving a 19C SQL Express Edition server. Okay, we have already given. We will be giving you a screenshot of how to install, and the support team will be helping you how to install. Okay, this will be an Express Edition. So once after installing, what we will be doing is that we will be linking our Express Edition server to the SQL developer over here.
Okay.
So whatever you perform any type of transaction within the SQL developer will be storing in your Express Edition. So whatever you write the commands in SQL developer tool, that will go ahead and sit in your Express Edition server. Okay. So there is no need of going and installing multiple servers for this. For SQL, you don't need to install a server. For PL SQL, you don't need to use another server. Okay, which can be done in a single server itself.
Okay. So this
Yes.
Oracle Express editions, which can be installed in Windows 10. I mean, no need of any servers. Directly we can install into the Windows 10
Yes, yes, you
desktop.
can go ahead and install. There is no need of doing any additional task. Only thing is that you have to reach out to the support team. Okay, support team will
Okay.
help you to install. They will install everything for you, so that you can. They will install and they will incorporate with the SQL developer tool. Okay, so that you can
Okay,
go
sir.
ahead and practice all your day-to-day tasks.
Okay. And this SQL developer is common, free tool or it's a paid one, paid
No,
version.
no, this is a freeware itself.
Okay, sir. And out of
Yeah.
this, one more
Mhm.
question.
Yes, yes, go
I'm
ahead.
not
No.
sure it's related, but people are telling in Oracle there is a grid, right? Grid. Why do nowadays and somewhere they are installing, they are talking about a grid? When so it is latest one, or what's the reason behind the grid in Oracle?
No, no, grid is not the latest one. Grid cloud is the latest one. Okay. Grid was the way back. If you see, I have in the first session, if you remember, we have said there are other products. Okay. We have multiple DB products. Okay. Along with DB products, I have also explained about the versions. Okay. It started with 8i. Okay, then 10G, 11G, and 12C. Currently, we are going with 22C and all. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
cloud is the latest one. Grid is not the latest one. 10G,
Okay.
11G, and all. It was a middle, like it was the mid of Oracle developments. Currently, versions have been improved, and it made you developer friendly. So now everything is going under cloud C versions. Okay.
Okay,
So
sir. But
G is the
in
grid
still
version.
okay in C in Oracle 19C and 22C as well, grid is there, or it is not there now. Grid.
It is it has I also, it has G also. Okay, it is simplified. So when we go with the develop better version, we will be incorporating the whichever the best performed things will be incorporating, right? So let's say
Mm-hmm.
if I'm developing, the first version will not be same as the second version. So it will be much more improved version, right? So whichever have worked in the first version, if that were that whatever worked in the well in the first version, we will be incorporating, we will not be removing it, right? So
Mm-hmm.
cloud is the much more advanced one with high performance with advanced features. So it has whatever worked well within this 8i and 10G has been incorporated,
Okay.
and
Do
it
we
is
talk
much,
why we are using grid in Oracle? What's the purpose of having grid? That is such kind of a feature, or
no, that
people
is just a
install the grid, right?
usage. Yes, usages wise, grid is like a kind of thing like when we are using multiple server. So if we have to incorporate and if we have to link it, so for that moment we will be using grids.
Okay, sir. Okay.
That is so. This is more kind of a DBA task. So we will not be involving much in whatever the thing that we are, whatever the version or a server that we are developing. Okay, we will be just going over the requirement itself. As an Oracle developer, we will be considering majorly on the requirements, not on the infrastructure that they will be providing us. Okay, so
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you.
if an or for any Oracle developer, we need a SQL developer to develop any kind of to write a query, write a code, and perform the logics. Okay, so for that
Okay.
we need only SQL developer. That's it. We don't care about whatever the servers that what server they are using, and we cannot go ahead and suggest them to go ahead and use a better version of server. Okay, there may be multiple reasons for why they are using that server. Okay, so we will be involving more about the requirement and developing the requirement and achieving the target and providing them the resolution. Okay.
Yes, sir. And Can
Yes.
we use this SQL developer to connect to the, this is, we are connecting to the Oracle database. Can
Mhm.
we use this SQL developer to connect to the Microsoft, that MySQL and other databases?
You can use, I guess, but they will be using their related to
On.
their
Okay.
database. They will be using for their product. They have different UI, right? They will be
Yeah,
having
yeah,
different UI. So this
yeah.
this SQL developer is majorly used for Oracle
Oracle.
database itself. So
Okay, sir. Clear, sir.
this is just an UI. For instead of UI, you can go ahead and write in our command line interface also. So
Mm-hmm.
there is no need of using, if you don't need of, if you are not interested to develop any code in SQL developer, you can go ahead and write in your command prompt. So command line interface, let's say SQL plus. So SQL plus will get incorporated. See here, it is asking for your username and password.
Mm-hmm.
So here you will be say here it says that it is an Oracle. Okay.
Oracle. Yeah, yeah.
So it has connected. It will be connecting to your Express Edition server that we are whatever you are using, right? The Express
Yeah, yeah.
Edition that you have installed. So in the real time, we will be connecting. It will get connected to your main server, cloud server.
Okay.
For that server,
Yes, sir.
whatever the username and password has, you will be providing your credentials. Once your credentials has been successful, then you can go ahead and develop within the CLI also. This is called as a command line interface. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Any other questions? I got to see that there is another person who have raised his hand. Yes. I'll be muting. Okay. Once if everything has been resolved. Can I mute Paul?
Yeah, yes, sir. You can meet me. I'm done with that. Thank you.
Okay. This is just to remove disturbances. Okay. Yes, go ahead. You can unmute. Hello.
Yes, hello.
Yes, go
Yes,
ahead.
yes, I was wondering, so after this training,
Mhm.
what kind of job can we apply for? What are the positions we can apply for?
Mhm. So if you are, see, can I mute? There's some disturbance. Okay.
Yes, hello, I'm listening. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. So if you are an SQL or PLSQL developer, or else if you have both the knowledge, you can go ahead and apply for any kind of role. So in every organization, SQL and Oracle database will be widely used. Without database, no organization will be running. So either it can be analyst, it can be a developer. Ignore if it is spelling mistake. Okay, typo error. Analyst or developer, or we will be having an additional thing, advanced ERP developer, enterprise resource planning developers. So they will be using different kind of terminologies that they will be using for their organizations. So individually, so for that particular role can be applied. Analyst role can be done, developer role can be done in, and if you are a backend developer, let's say you have additional knowledge, like if you apart from PL SQL, you have gained .NET knowledge, okay, or else if you have come across Java, okay, or you have idea about Tableau, okay, Power BI. So these are a couple of products. For all these products, DB is the mandatory thing. So if you know PL SQL, SQL, then you can go ahead and fit for any of the role in any of the organizations. So there is no limitation that if you are a PL SQL developer, you have to go ahead and perform only PL SQL tasks. So if you have Java idea about on Java, you can go ahead and fit into this. Okay. If you are working on any reporting tool, then major backend will be SQL or PL SQL. So if you know SQL and PL SQL, just you have to write your SQL, you have to write the command set of commands and use that commands in a report. That's it. You will fit for this role as well. For any reporting kind of jobs, this SQL PL SQL will be the base one. So there is no limitations for SQL and PL SQL. It can go ahead for any type of organization, any type of role.
Okay.
Yeah.
And would you, are you going to provide us with like sample questions for interviews?
Yes, every topic, like whatever the topic that we will be discussing in the further sessions, we will be discussing about the interview, like what exactly the interview question will be all about, how it needs to be answered. Okay.
Okay.
So every topic that we will be coming across, let's say we have designed the course, right? Whatever the course that we will be following through. So here, if it is a DDL command, we have set of questions. If it is a DML command that we are using, topic that we are going through, we will have a set of questions that we will be coming across in the interviews. Okay. So if it is a arithmetic functions, if we are performing any arithmetic functions, so we will have a set of questions that needs to be answered in an interview. So that we will be discussing. So every requirement will be having a question, so that how it needs to be performed in an interview, that we will be walking through in the further sessions.
And what about helping us with like sample resume, how to create our resume and stuff?
Yes, resume preparation will be helped. So whatever the at an entry level, like if you are at an entry level or at the mid level,
yes,
based on that we will help on the creation of the resume, so that you will be confident over the interview.
Okay.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, go
Hello.
ahead. Yes,
Yeah,
please.
that's my first lesson. Hello, can I talk?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, that's my first lesson. That's my first class, please. So are you going to provide the kind of platform so we can practice on it? And second, I don't know. Yeah, that's my first question.
Okay, so
and then second, where can I can you send the WhatsApp link through to my email so
I
can
will be
connect?
pinging the WhatsApp group link over here. I have already pinged, but I will be pinging it once again. I've pinged the
Yeah.
WhatsApp group link. You can reach
Can
out
you send it to my?
I've pinged it to all the participants. Anyone can go ahead and view it over here.
You know my email?
Okay. You have an option to view the chat over here, anywhere around. Any chat option is visible for you?
No, I'm on my mobile, so the chat option is not possible here.
Okay, sure. Then no worries. You can ping me your email ID. We will drop.
You want me to tell you now?
Yes, please go ahead and let me know. Just
EDOE.
1 minute, please. If anyone who has issue with getting the chat option, you can let me know your email ID. I will go ahead and drop an email.
Say that again.
Yes, go ahead with your email ID, please.
Okay, EDOEHAIR@gmail.com. Edrehair.
Is this correct?
D like David. EDOEHAIR@gmail.com.
Is this fine?
Yeah. So you know,
Okay.
those kind of PL SQL and all that, if you don't practice, you won't know. So do you have any kind of platform so we can practice on it? It's just a question. Maybe you are
Yes.
not there yet.
Yeah, you will be coming across a platform of SQL developer for practice.
Say that again, please.
We will be providing an SQL developer platform. This is the platform, whatever the screen that you are able to view over here. This is a platform for practicing your SQL and PL SQL.
Okay, so you're going to provide it, how to install it and all that.
Yes, the set of instructions will be given over the email itself, how to install, and you can reach out to this support. You can note down this email ID, support@logiclabstech.com. You can reach
No,
out
I
to
know
the
that. I know that email. The problem
Okay.
is, and sometimes me, I want one tutoring, but it's okay. We can talk
Yes.
about it later.
Yes, one-on-one session will be given for installation for any type of support.
Okay. You sure? Okay.
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 Any others?
Okay. What about the video recordings? Are we going to YouTube channel?
Yes. So we will be dropping all the set of instructions over this email ID. Any others? I'll be meeting you. Eddie.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, please.
Thanks for that. You can lower down your hand. Okay. Any others? You can just raise your hand. We can discuss we have another 10 minutes of time. Yes, Paul.
Yes, Manjunath. Here my question, one more question what I thought of ask you is,
yes, no worries. You can
why
raise
we are
that.
calling that as a SQL developer or Oracle developer? What's the difference? Actually, there is Oracle administrator, right? Oracle or Oracle administrator or system administrator as like a different role. How come this developer, SQL developer or Oracle developer is different from database administrator?
So administrator will be morely targeting only on the servers and administration task. So they will be performing only the infrastructure. They will be targeting more on the infrastructure. As an Oracle developer, we will be targeting mostly on the code and achieving the targets, whatever the requirement that has been given. So let's say, for example, tomorrow session, I will be explaining more about like how in the real time, like in an organization, what will be a task of an Oracle developer. Okay. Tomorrow, I will be explaining more about. Let's start. I got it. Like let's start with an what exactly the role of a developer will be. Okay. In tomorrow session, then what task needs to be performed and how it needs to be performed, and what other teams will be doing and what will be their task. All this we will be discussing tomorrow. Okay. In tomorrow session.
Okay, sir.
5 minutes left. Only we
Yeah,
have.
that should be fine. Let them other.
So for your question, let's say administrative will be DBA team will be involving more on the administration or infrastructure. Okay. As a developer, we will be targeting more on the code. We will be writing the code. We will be getting all the requirements from the manager. We will be writing a code, and we will be going and testing whether the code is working fine or not as per the requirement. Then thereafter, we will be handovering our code. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Once that is done, that again the testing team will be involving. Once the testing team has tested successfully, then it will be moving to other instances for the production instance. Okay. It will before going to production, we have to go with the approvals from the manager, whether we have written a code as per the industry standards or not. So we cannot write code as per our wish, right? So every organization will be following their own standards. So we have to achieve all those standards, and we have to considering that we will be writing our code, and then we will be moving it to the production. And in production, the team will be using it.
Okay, so the code you are calling that I can say that is the queries, Oracle queries or sub
Yes,
queries as like
yes,
all related to the Oracle, right? These codes is
yes.
what we are developing.
You can
Okay.
call it as a query. Mostly you will call as a query itself
Mhm.
for any SQL codes. Okay.
Okay.
You can call it as a query, or you can call as an SQL block. Okay.
Okay.
Any other?
No, sir. Hope I got that. Thank you.
Oh, good then. Removing the permissions. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
And tomorrow session, I got it, like tomorrow session, we will be discussing much more about what exactly the Oracle developer will be doing, and what will be his task or his roles in the entire organization. Any other? You can raise your hand, no worries. It will, even if you have small doubt, you can raise your hand so that will help others as well. No questions so far? Okay, on considering this, let's go ahead. So, Eddie, we will be dropping you an email with all the all the topics related information. Okay, over this email ID itself. Please recheck if you have if it is correct or not. Okay, and then yesterday we got to know what exactly the SQL is all about. Today we have got to know what exactly the PL SQL is all about. So we will be going ahead in the further session. In tomorrow's session, we will be discussing more about what exactly the developer will be doing, what will be the roles of a developer roles and responsibilities, and how to install a SQL developer tool we will be walking through. Okay. And along with that, we will be talking with a couple of, we will be interacting with a couple of topics, like if you have any doubts as well on the PL SQL block. Like I have gone through what exactly the PL SQL is all about. So within the PL SQL, what and all we will be using, like it starts with the begin and end, right? So within this, what all the terminologies and whatever the concepts that we have to discuss, all that we will be discussing in tomorrow's session. Okay. Any other? If you have any questions, you can raise your hand. Yes. Okay, Paul. Yep. Please go ahead.
This question is literally, lightly you showed the Tableau and Power BI. People are now why that is in such the Tableau is kind of database, or why that is having some peak in nowadays.
No, it is not a peak. It is not a peak kind of thing, Paul. It is kind of tool which has come across to the into the standards, IT standards. Okay. So
Okay.
in the IT industry, it come across. So there is more likely, like for any organization for reporting purpose, we have whichever has better features, we will be moving towards that, right? So
Okay, that
that's the
means
only reason.
this Tableau and Power BI both are some kind of dashboard preparing the reporting tool, or both are
Reporting. Those are reporting tools itself. So for that,
reporting.
even for that, you need SQL and PL SQL.
Okay, okay.
So when you know PL SQL and SQL, SQL and PL SQL, so you can go ahead and you have to learn the reporting tool. That's it. When you know the tool, you can navigation of that particular tool, you can incorporate these codes over there, and you can go ahead and use it for your reporting purpose to achieving the target as well.
Okay, so those are not any kind of databases. Both are some kind of reporting tool only, right?
A reporting
Tableau.
tool itself, again, they will be, it depends on what type of database that they are using.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. You can mute me, sir.
Any other, if anyone has? So on this note, any questions you can raise? No worries. Yes. You can unmute within.
Is this recording available for the platform installation?
Yes, the session will be recording from day one. Like we have done with the 2 sessions with the just a demo sessions that has been done. So in these two demo sessions, a recording has been available over the. If you reach out to this, if you join to this WhatsApp group, they will be providing you. It's already provided, I guess. Or else,
great.
or else what
Thank
you
you.
can do is that you can go ahead and reach out to this support@logiclabstech.com email ID. You can drop an email. They will provide all the recordings. And also you can this number if you have a direct reach over this number. Okay.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other? So let's wind up for this for today. Okay. From tomorrow, we will be discussing about roles and responsibilities of an or SQL developer. Okay. Then thereafter, from Monday, we will be starting with the basics of SQL. Okay. Starting from there, from Monday, we will be starting our main course. So register on this link. You can reach out to this link and register. So that based on that registration, we can start our first session, starting from the basics of SQL. Okay. Any other? Let's wind up for this day. Okay. Thanks for that. Thanks all.